And now the next little segue is the life you live. What does it look like? What does your week, because I loved listening to this from the guys. Like, I feel like I speak to them enough, blah, 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 but you don't actually know
Get
what
the insight.
Yeah, like what does someone's life look like outside of work? So do your weeks generally look the same? Do your days look the same? Like what is the life of Mimi? Isn't that like an album from Mariah Carey?
It is.
Anyway, big business owners back in.
Always be a baby.
So what are your weeks the same? Are your talk me through it.
Where I can, I will try to have the framework of what my week looks like the same. So my face-to-face hours are blocked out.
Yep.
And those days, especially my Tuesdays and Thursdays, are really big days. They're split shifts, and I live just far enough from the gym where it's not worth it going home and then coming back.
Yeah.
So it's up at between 4:30 and 5:30 sometimes in the morning, and I won't be home and properly switched off till 8 p.m.
Yeah.
In between, yes, face to face, but I'll be mentoring AIPT students who are completing their certifications to become a coach.
Beautiful.
It'll be Monday mentoring calls, making calls and content, lead generation, to set up my weeks so I'm not playing catch up.
Yeah.
Retention, some clients stay forever, some do not. And so it worked out. We crunched the numbers with Ben, and it worked out to be about 1.5 per week that I actually just got to put on, and I'm never really going to be like that in that weird in between.
Yeah.
For when clients leave.
Yeah.
Which pat on the back, because I feel like retention is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah, that is so impressive as well.
No, I think it's one a month.
I was gonna say
Something
one a
like that.
week.
Yeah, one a month. Sorry,
That's incredible.
And then
so you're just maintaining your service, still doing enough, still making the calls, still doing the outreach to ensure, because you have the numbers and you know how many calls you have to make to get that average on one a month. So you're doing that. Do you sit down on like a Sunday or a Monday or something like that and plan your week? Or like the AIPT mentoring, are they the same times every week? Like what is that?
There will be some variability in that.
Yep.
But I always know what my fortnight looks like, roughly.
Perfect.
I can't afford to be on the reactive.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yep.
And I have burnt to the ground.
Absolutely.
And so to be on the forward end of things,
Yeah.
it'll be a lot of that forward planning where possible. Things pop up, that's fine. It does mean that my days are less with friends and family for the time being.
Yeah.
Whilst things are being put in place. And I'm at that point where I'm implementing, like my Mondays are free now.
Yay.
Yeah. It was this initial, like, look, we've sat down and we agreed first year is always going to be a tough year. I'm starting from scratch, but not impossible.
Yeah.
And I've built it up to where I need it to be. Everyone's going well. I'm doing well. I can take my Mondays back.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And that allows you a little bit more breathing space to set yourself up.
Yeah. The biggest thing was the marker just kept going up. There was just something next and next and next.
Yeah.
And just when I was able to have some breathing room, it's okay, I got the next thing. I'm not complaining purely because of the person it's pushed me to become as a business owner for this to be possible.
Yeah, that's so leaning on the consistency of having, leaning on the consistent weeks, like an understanding. You know, my favorite analogy when it comes to training, work and all of that is like your life is a piece of pizza. You can't change the size of the pizza. You've been given one. Let's say it's a family pizza because people will be like, oh, go bigger. But say you got your pizza. You can't change the size of it. You can't change how many slices you have because, you know, say one slice is training, one slice is business, one slice is mentoring, whatever it is. But the size of those slices can change. You can't add more pizza, and if you add more time to business, it will take away from somewhere else. And understanding those trade-offs is so important. So for you going into this push phase of you coming into this, and then once you settled into your PT and all of that, you became a mentor. So it's like chill, boom, more responsibility. And now Muhammad's like killing it.
He's doing so. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait, did I?
No.
I was like, wait, did I get the name right? Yes. And so then now it's like chill. Oh, you're mentoring AIPT students. That's settled now. It's like, cool. Are you ready to get more coaches on?
Yeah.
Great. So it's like you get to this point where you bite off more than you can chew. You chew faster. It's digestible, and then you go again, which is something that I have, as I touched on earlier. It's like, shit, maybe I do have more time to do these things, or I have inefficiencies somewhere. So
exactly, on the inefficiencies, it's like, I know this is possible. There are people out there that are doing more and doing such great things. I know this is not my limit. Yeah. So I need to find where the gaps are, where I'm inefficient, whether it's systems, whether the way that I'm executing, how I'm planning my weeks, whatever it might be. I need to hone in on it, sit down, be real, lay it all out. Yeah. So I can be where I need to be for it to happen again.
Yeah. Something like, if I'm being real, something that I really struggle with is the consistency week to week with variables that I only have so much influence on. So for me, it's like Parker. Yeah. So I don't know how many people listen to this like are parents, but like, so with Parker, he does 3 nights in a row at his dad's, and then the rest of the week with me, and then we'll just alternate Saturdays, which is great. So we want him to be with us both as much as we possibly can, but I'm still with him during the day.
Yeah.
So even though he'll sleep at his dad's house at night, I do the kinder pickups, which is only like twice a week, and spend the rest of that time with him, which is the best.
He is a mini you.
He is a little firecracker and I love him so much. He's the best, and he lets me work and he lets me do so much. Like, Jason called like this last minute meeting a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, yeah, no stress, I can do it. And Parker's sitting on my lap and he's just like chill with it. But for me, it's like my next challenge is figuring out how to make this inconsistent variable a bit more consistent. So like on Mondays, I have like face-to-face coaching. So I do a few sessions at UStrong. So I got a 6:30 a.m. class and I got a 9:30 a.m. class. Between that is check-ins for my Monday. And they're not all done in that time. Like, that's a big chunk of them. Then I finish my class and I go straight into a team meeting, which starts at like 10:30. Yeah. Sometimes it goes for 30 minutes. Sometimes it goes for the full hour. Yeah. So I block out till 11:30. Then from 11:30, I have to eat my food because I haven't eaten since before work. So then it's like 11:30 to 1 o'clock, an hour and a half to eat and do more check-ins before I leave to go pick up Parker. So I'm only getting little snippets of time to sit down and lock in for certain things. Yeah. And I know Ben said this on the last podcast, time blocking. Yeah. It works for me until it doesn't. Yeah. And I'm like, cool, this is for my check-ins. But then if I don't get all my check-ins done and then they have to dribble into another time, I just like, my brain implodes. It implodes. Yeah. So I'm currently working on managing that. Yeah. And managing like, how can I be more efficient? Like, for me, one thing is like, I would always watch my lifters training videos before I did the check-in and then do the check-in. I saved a lot of time by watching it for the first time in the check-in. You know, I wanted it to be ready and I wanted to, and I think that that's one that a lot of people can relate to because I know a lot of people do that too. But I saved so much time per day by just going into it and watching it live. And like, I know my lifters and I know my ability to troubleshoot training. Just a small thing as an online coach that saved me probably over an hour throughout the week. Yeah. Realistically, over an hour. In the evening, time blocking from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. because evenings work best for me.
Yeah.
To make sure that all client messages are replied to. Any technique checks that were like relatively urgent, whether it's a comp prep client or someone on a new program or whatever, make sure that's all done. And like time block those in the evening, irrespective of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the week is like kind of wavy. Like Tuesdays, I have a good like lock-in day that it's full of like coaching and meetings, check-ins, and I do occasionally have clients come through for that. Then the rest of the week is like Wednesday mornings, final coaching session of the week for me. Then it is lock in and do content stuff for You Strong and thing. There's mentoring Jess and there's all of that. So every day looks mildly different.
Yeah.
But I know that on the days that I don't have Parker, it's like, depending on the day, it's between a 3:50 and 4:30 a.m. wake up to get to the gym in time because I don't live close to the gym anymore.
Yeah.
And then from there, rather than breaking up individual tasks into hours, it's like, this is my check-in day. Tuesday, this is my work on my business day.
Yeah.
Wednesday is making sure I cross my T's and dot my I's from the Monday and the Tuesday and make sure that's done, and then content creation. Fridays are also a check-in day and also like, I guess like continuing to follow up leads, make extra calls and on top of that. But then in the evenings, it's blocking out time. So it's like, cool, I'm on my phone for these 2 hours. And in these 2 hours, I am calling all the leads. So I do a block in the morning of calls and a block in the evening of calls.
Beautiful.
You Strong, I do get a good rate of success for midday calls as well, because there are a lot of mums that inquire, but it's just like knowing your audience. So I've recently added in the midday calls. So it's like a block of calls in the morning, some, depending on the day, calls in the afternoon, a chunk of calls in the evening. I'm already on my phone, getting client replies in, getting all of that done. As much as I would love to be like, I only do my work at my computer, that is not something. It used to make me feel inadequate because I was like, oh, I can't just like close my laptop and whatever. It's like, no, realistically, I might be chasing after a toddler or I might be doing something, but I can still get this work done
Definitely
in this time. So yeah, for me, it's not necessarily time blocking.
Yeah.
But it's knowing that on this day I need to do this, on this day I need to do this, and then I've got my daily non-negotiables, which mostly revolve around lead generation and client care.
Yes.
I think you can kind of put that into. My week, drops off towards the end of the week because that's when I have Parker more. And it's not that I can't work with him, it's that tasks take 10 times as long when I am with him. So it's allowing for that.
Knowing that you have these patterns of lifestyle, how you work best, and leaning into what works best for you and your strengths.
Yeah.
I think that's what's been able to have you stay accountable, make sure everything's ticked off to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
To keep pushing us forward, even if it is just that little bit of making sure, like, we have all the baseline numbers hit. That's what the trackers are so valuable in, knowing what your baseline is.
Yeah. Anything
more than that is a bonus and extra, but you don't go week to week without hitting those
bare minimums. Yeah, absolutely. I fell into the trap earlier this year of when Ben and Jay started their sprint for business. I would look at Ben as a parent, and I know that this will probably be relatable because Jess DeYoung and I have had this conversation as well. Look at Ben and see what he gets done, and the comparison game was out of this world.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing enough. I need to be doing more, but rather than falling victim to that, I had to do a time audit. And I had to look at my week, my days, and then the time that I have that I can realistically control. So my time without Parker. And I had to be like, okay, like what can I actually squeeze? How long does a check-in take?
Yeah.
How long does a check-in take? How long does it take to write a program? On average, how many programs am I writing a week? Look at all of that, break that down, and I'm like, okay, add in my driving time. On my driving time, I added in calls because I can call leads while I'm driving. So it was like looking at those inefficiencies, and rather than looking at Ben and being like, I was going to swear very badly then, but like, I'm a shit person or I'm a shit trainer. And comparing to him, it was like, okay, cool. First and foremost, I am mum.
Yeah.
What times are my switch off times? What times are I absolutely cannot, aside from replying to messages, I cannot be at a computer at these times. What times are I don't have Parker. These are the same every single week. What can I squeeze into there? And then from there, where is everything else?
You commit to those times too.
Correct.
Fully. That way you have more leeway and flexibility so that when you want you time, it's fully for you. It's not that anxiety in the back of your head like, fuck, I still need to do this. It's like, no, this is a proper switch off time. Guilt-free.
And some of the most successful coaches that I know, and like recently I've been talking to like a few, and I have so much respect for online coaches that have complete autonomy over their schedule, yet choose to follow a schedule every week.
Yeah.
So I think that, planning these things in advance, doing a time audit, having all of your tasks, understanding, exactly how long each task should take, and planning your week around that so you have a plan that's going to work for you.
Yeah.
With less resistance.
Definitely. And
systemizing that as well. Everyone talks about, I need more systems, I need more systems, I need more systems. We'll start with the things that you can control, like your schedule.
Yeah.